Let's go. Look, I am amped up on this one, y'all. Look, I got to jump into this one hard, man. I got to go right into it. We're talking about activating your hunger. I know you've heard about this already. I know you heard top motivational speakers like Les Brown, Tony Robbins, E.T., all of them talk about you got to be hungry. You got to be hungry. And look, this is my piece of the pie, my perspective, my insight, and imagination. And I'm giving it to you raw. Let's go. Look, first of all, I got to tell you this. I know you heard the terms all the time. You got to be hungry. You got to be hungry. Well, what about that hunger? How can I actually activate that hunger? People don't actually tell you how to activate that. And I'm going to give you that in this video. First of all, this is coming from 28 Power Keys to Success. You got to get your copy. It's impacting lives all the way around the world. And the description, you'll find a link. Make sure you get that. So let's jump right into it. So I want to help you activate your hunger. The first thing we do, we got to help you unload, unpack, unlock, and unveil every attribute and ability that you possess for success. But we do that by unpacking the definition of hunger. Let's jump right into it. So it says this. The physical sensation or need for food, right? Often accompanied by a feeling of weakness or discomfort caused by a lack of nourishment. Man, so first, let me pump the brakes real quick. This wouldn't be something I want you to activate. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to have a physical sensation or need for food, man. I don't want you to have it. I know what it feels like. I've been homeless. I've been in a position where I had to eat out of trash cans. I remember having to find bottles of water and drink bottles of water from people. I don't know. I don't know where it been. I didn't know where it was, but I had to do it. I don't want you to be in that position. This is not what I'm telling you to activate. I'm not telling you to activate this. But it's not a feeling, it's not an emotion, right? That I'm telling you to activate. I'm going to show you the practical way to activate your hunger so you can be successful. If you're hungry for success, this is where you need to be. And it's often accompanied by a feeling of weakness. I don't want you to be weak. Look, when you're hungry, like there's something, I'm going to tell you about it, but there's something that rises up on the inside of you. And this discomfort thing, I think discomfort is necessary. I think we should be uncomfortable sometimes when we're talking about hunger for success. I think that's important, but not weak. We got to be discomfort, but not weak. So I'm breaking this down a little bit, caused by a lack of nourishment. Now, let me tell you something. The lack of nourishment will create the hunger. It will create the hunger, and I'm gonna go all in on this. But first, let's talk about it real quick. Let's talk about this real quick. When a baby is hungry, right? When a baby is hungry, what do? They cry out. They cry out. And my question for you today is that why are you not crying out? And if you are crying out, where are you crying out to? Nobody. Does anybody hear you? Because, like, man, a baby, when they're hungry, they become demanding and they don't care about the order that's going on around them, man. Like, they don't care. They don't care if mom and dad is trying to have some quality time. They don't care if sister and brother are watching TV. They don't care. They said, I'm hungry. I'm finna be heard. Feed me. And they demand it. And what happens? The whole atmosphere changed, right? The whole atmosphere changed. Everything around them, the environment, the people, the resources all start to come to cater to them, right? And psychologically, people might think like, hey, man, you know what? It's a baby. Let's feed the baby. Let's take care of the baby. It's helpless and things like that. But let's flip the switch real quick. Let's get some new perspective, right? Like when a car crash happens, like when an accident happens, what it do? It shock you. You're like, oh, what's going on? Are you loud enough? Are you loud enough to disrupt the system? Are you loud enough to disrupt the market? Is your product that good? Is your message that good? Right? That's what I'm saying. Like when I'm hungry, there's something that I got that's deep down that wells out. And like y'all can already tell I'm amped up about this. Y'all can already tell. Look, this is one of my first messages that I communicated. And I think this is something that penetrates every field, industry, and profession. And it's necessary if you want to see your dreams, your goals, and your aspirations face to face, that you understand how to activate your hunger. So there was a Harvard study, and the Harvard study showed that, back in the day when we were hunters and gatherers, it took a little time for us to get food to eat. Like right now, We could go down the street anywhere. There's convenience stores. There's actually vending machines. There's fast food restaurants. None of y'all hungry. Like this physical sensation, need for food. If you're watching my video, you probably eating right now. You know what I'm saying? You're probably drinking something right now. So I'm not talking about the physical sensation, though it will create one. Like when you activate your hunger, it will create a physical sensation. It'll give you the drive. It'll give you the motivation. It'll give you the generation. It'll give you the power, right? It'll start you'll exude so much zeal. Like people will feel it when you walk in the room. And I'm talking about activating that. So it was a Harvard study saying that back when we were hunting and gatherers, right? And it took a little bit more time for us to acquire our food. During that time where we weren't getting all the food, there was something that took place on the inside of us, right? Our vision got a whole lot sharper. Our hearing got a whole lot more crisp and clear. We start, the ideas, our imaginations ran wild. We start to equip ourselves with different ideas. Why did we do that? Why did we do that? See, the knife came out of hunting and gathering. The bow and arrow came out of hunting and gathering. Like those moments where we was like, we got to figure out how to get something to eat. We got to figure out how to eat. We got to figure out how to fill our belly. We got to figure out how to take care of our kids. We got to figure out how to take care of our spouse. We got to fill up the refrigerator. We got to fill up the house, the tribe, right? So they start thinking different. They got really like they got precision took place, right? Like they started to think about what they can do to get to where they need to go. And this is what I want you to do, because I want to activate that in you. I want you to be more clear. I want you to be more concise. I want you to have precision with your thoughts. I want you to be accurate, pinpoint accurate, right? With what you do, but you have to activate this hunger. And a lot of people be like, man, you got to be hungry, but they don't tell us how. See, they said back when we were hunter and gatherers, right? Like what happens is we eat, and when we eat, all of the blood in our bodies goes to our belly, our midsection, right? For the digestion process. It goes to the midsection for the digestion process. And so the reason why when we get full, this is what happens, y'all. The reason why when we get full in our extremities, our arms and our legs, they get heavy and we get in this state called itis. You know, we get in that sleep coma during Thanksgiving and Christmas and the holidays and things like that. The reason why that happens is because when we eat, the blood goes to our belly and it goes down from our head to from our arms, from our legs, it goes to our belly to help with the digestion process, right? And so now we get a little foggy. I get a little tired. I want to sit down. I want to get comfortable. I want to relax. I want to sit back. So those things transpire even today when we eat and get full. And some of us, we done ate and we done got full and we don't have the accuracy. We don't have the vision. We can't hear clearly. We can't see clearly. We're not attentive. Right? We're not attentive in our vision. We can't see our imagination it has shut down. It has shut down. We can't see anything past our current situation because we done got full. We done got full. And we're talking about being hungry for success. We're like that's why you get weak. The feeling of weakness happens when you're hungry. Like it don't happen when you're hungry, it happens when you're full. It happens when you're full. Your arms and your legs get heavy when you're full. When you're full, you lose all of that. When you're full, you get complacent. You ever watch the old commercial, the Snickers commercial? It said, "Hungry, why wait? Hungry, why wait?" And it depicted a coach or somebody like that, and he was just angry, just snapping out on everybody, upset. He's over here seeing everything. He's picking everything apart. He's like, "What is this? What is that?" And all these other things are going on. And then they give him a Snicker, and he calmed down. He calmed down. See, I don't want you to calm down. I don't want you to calm down. I want you to maintain that hunger. Hungry while wait. This is the reason to wait. Maintain your precision. Maintain your accuracy. Maintain your vision. Maintain your senses are heightened when you're hungry. The senses are heightened when you're hungry, man. Like it's even been studies, and this is not necessarily on the physical aspect, but this part is. It's been studies that when we fast, when we separate ourselves from the food, we operate a whole lot better. Why? Blood circulation, so think about this. If the blood is removed from our head, right? That's why we get cloudy. If the blood is removed from our arms and our legs, no matter the amounts, right? That's why they started. That's why they start drooping and getting heavy, and the functionality slows down. But think if I have good circulation, if I have good blood flow, then my vision is acute. I'm on point. I'm on point, and I want you to be on point. I want to activate that hunger. And people be like, "Well, how do you activate hunger? How do you activate hunger?" Because you're telling me all these things, Isaiah. You amped up. I'm excited about what you're telling me. See, sometimes when we have all these things that make us comfortable, when we have all these things that make us like feel like we done did what we need to do, we relax. We get off the gas and we start pumping the brakes and we slow down, and everybody else around us slow down. And then at some point we look up and we're like, dang, how they get so far ahead of us? We was the ones in the lead, right? We asked that question. The reason why we asked that question, because we got full. We got full of the convenience. We got full of the fast food. We got full of just being able to live a plush life. We got full of it. And now a lot of us are full of it, right? A lot of us are full of it. And so all we can do is talk. All we can do is talk. Sit back and we talk and we'll give you the game, but we ain't in the game. We'll talk about all these exchanges, but we ain't doing nothing, right? So when you're talking about activating your hunger, when you're talking about activating your hunger, when we're talking about the need to succeed, right? When we're talking about the need to succeed, when we're talking about accomplishing those dreams, those goals, and those aspirations, there's only one way to do it. There's only one way to ensure that because this is not a feeling or emotion. This is an ability that you can literally activate practically, right? Like I can activate my vision. I can activate an acute sound, like my listening. I can activate that. I can activate my strength. I can activate that. I can activate that. I can create the discomfort. I can create the discomfort to create and it won't bring about the weakness, right? Because I got the proper mindset, and I can literally activate my hunger. So let's jump right into it. Let's go to it real quick. How do I activate my hunger? I create a deficit. See, if we really understand hunger, and we look at hunger and what it actually is, it's a deficit. It's a deficit. It's lack. So so right here, if you look at the end of the definition, it says by lack of nourishment. That's hunger. That's complete hunger. Lack of nourishment. Lack of nourishment. So, Isaiah, I don't want to have lack of nourishment. What you talking about, man? I'm not talking about physical nourishment here. Some of us have lack of information, right? And if you have a dream, a goal, or aspiration, you create a goal of obtaining that information that you need to be successful. That deficit, the distance between where you are now and where you want to go, is what creates hunger. It's what creates hunger. See, a lot of times we like, man, the goal, the dream, the vision is way too big. And we like, man, I can't get it. And I remember most military men that I talk to, they use this same analogy. They say, how do you eat an elephant, Isaiah? And I say, and I know it. So I say, one bite at a time. And they say that's the same thing you do when you have these big dreams, these big goals, this deficit that's right in front of you. You got to eat it one bite at a time. Well, how do I know that I'm consuming? Well, I got milestones that I set in place. And when every I got a deficit. When I meet this milestone, yes, I can celebrate, but I can't stay there long. I'm going to take all the energy from this celebration and I'm going to point this at the next milestone because I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm trying to close the deficit. Close the deficit. See, this is the problem. We don't set enough goals. We don't have a plan in place, and therefore hunger is not activated. And then the goals and the plans that we set, we can attain them any day. Like we can attain what we can. Oh, listen, I want to do this, and I'm gonna save $5,000. You can save $5,000 if you work and you budget. That's easy to obtain. Do some outside the box. Go shoot for the 1%, right? Shoot for something bigger than what you're capable of. Shoot for something that needs somebody else's help and support. Shoot for that. That creates a deficit within yourself. And you're like, man, hold up. And there's two things that can happen. One, you can give up. Two, you can start eating. You can start eating. You can start consuming. You can start working. You can start engaging. You can start crafting things like that. Like when the hunters and gatherers, they were looking for ways to get their food faster. They started to build things like knives and bows and arrows, and then we have guns. And listen, all of those things are tools. They were created as tools. They was utilized as tools. And so I tell people all the time, everything that you have, every implement that is available can turn into, it can be a tool, right? Based on how it used, it can be a tool or it can be a weapon, right? And so whenever I'm pointing these things at my hunger, at my goal, if I'm pointing at my plan, if I'm pointing at my vision, my dreams, my goals, my aspirations, it's a tool because it's constructive. But anytime I use these tools to injure, to hurt, to harm, to destroy, that's when my tool just turned into a weapon. And the deficit doesn't matter at that point, right? Because you can claim success all you want. You can claim success all you want. You get to that top or wherever you are, and somebody's still gonna know that you did something out of line to get there. So build, get the implements, right? Get all the things that you need. Utilize them, make them tools for your success. Build the house. Dominate the foundation, build the house. And then shout from the rooftop, I'm here. I'm right here. Like, man, like if you're hungry, just like I talked about the baby scenario, if you're hungry, you would cry out. You would cry out, I'm right here. You're going to have to feed me. You're going to disrupt the situation, disrupt the circumstances, disrupt the thought processes, disrupt the feelings, the emotions, disrupt all of these things, the variables that are in place. I disrupt them. How did he come through all that? I disrupted it. It had to get out the way. It had to move. It had to form in a whole different light for me to get through. That's hunger. That's hunger. But I created a deficit. I created a deficit. I decided that I was gonna establish a goal. I decided I was gonna create a target. And when I created that target, I'm hungry. I said, you know what? I'm gonna eat that regardless. And I'm gonna take this tool. I'm gonna take this twig and I'm gonna take this rock. I got all my resources, and I'm gonna take my hands and I'm gonna take my mind and I'm gonna craft something to get me there. I'm finna eat. And that's where all these ideas came from. I'm finna eat. I'm finna eat. Like if you're hungry, you like, man, I'm finna eat. When I go out on stage to speak, I'm finna eat. I know the person behind me is gonna have it hard. They're gonna have it tough because I'm finna drop some jewels, diamonds, rubies, gold, silver. I'm finna give them the whole list. I'm gonna give them the whole list, and the person behind me is gonna have to pick up anything that I dropped while I was handing things out. I'm just saying, like that's the mindset. I'm finna eat. I'm finna eat. I'm finna dominate the stage because my objective is to set the highest standard for myself. So every single day I get out there and I'm hungry, I'm trying to eat. Every single moment, in every conversation, with every exchange, I'm trying to eat. I'm creating deficits. I'm getting information, the nourishment I needed. I'm eating the information I needed, the resources I needed. Why? Because I have a dream. I have a goal. I have an aspiration that I'm after. And I'm going to get it. And I'm going to get it. Look, this is 28 Power Keys to Success. I want y'all to make sure y'all get down in the description, click the link, get your book, because this book is changing lives all the way around the world. And guess what? I'll see y'all at the top. Activate your hunger.